Me, I am a memoir. I am a memoir. Going deep in the regular verse. To the regular. Regular.
Hello, Emily, and welcome to Me I Am a Memoir presents The Regularverse.
Regular.
And if you're wondering what on earth is going on, it's okay. The opening bars with the very flat singing, that was just our regular friend.
Flat singing. Like I'm Gloria.
Hey, I called it singing, so...
How very dare you?
Rather than like a regular female entertainer. Don't switch off, everyone, if you're like, what is happening? We said we'd be going regular, and we have entered the Regularverse.
We are deep inside.
Deep into the Regularverse, because one of the things that has come up several times, actually a few things that have come up early on in the podcast, I think around chapter 3, people were saying, we want you to continue outside of the book, which we have been doing.
Yes.
We've
we
been
keep
doing
going.
it with
not that anyone's enjoying it, but we keep doing it anyway.
We are, mostly. There are some weeks that we
only half enjoying it.
Yeah. That's all you need in the Regularverse.
Yeah.
So people were saying, like, what are you going to do? So we had to come up with some ideas for other episodes, and something sick and twisted that I came up with.
You are an evil genius.
After being called a ProLo piece of shit innumerable times, was I thought,
let's ProLo piece of shit.
I was like, let's put it to the test. Once we discovered the Regularverse, there was no backing out.
Yep.
So we thought, let's put our money where our regular mouths are and actually suss out the discography of said Lodemort.
Oh, Lodemort. She who shall not be named. Who
Now,
we don't know.
Who we don't know.
We're going to listen to songs by people we don't know.
To be clear, this is not replacing Me I Am a Memoir. These are just little, trips to the Regularverse, because we can't take them all the one at a time.
Oh, yeah, we can't move to the Regularverse. Like,
no.
We could never get a visa.
It's the opposite to infinity. Infinity's where we want to go, but we're stuck in the Regularverse.
We'd get kicked out of the Regularverse after too long for having something to say.
I hit a note and I was straight out. It was awful.
Straight out. I won't have that problem.
You will. It just won't be the one you think you're hitting.
Yeah.
It'll be like,
I hit a note. It wasn't the one I was going for.
So, we just thought as a little sojourn, we'd be heading to the Regularverse in the same way that we'll be maybe hitting up some Christine Lardy in space at some point. But rest assured, Mariah is still very much a part of this. We will still be doing many, many, many Mariah-related episodes. The majority is still Mariah, so don't stress. In fact, we think that if you've listened this far, you're probably going to enjoy what comes next, maybe.
Let's hope.
It is pretty regular. All right, so I'm Poshlo, that's Fablo, and I think we should get into...
Fablo. Can't it be Fableck?
Fableck. Fablo and Fableck. Let's hit... and by the way, you're probably wondering why I'm speaking. It's because in the Regularverse, we're swapped.
Yeah, it's
everything is swapped.
I sing the terrible songs.
And I do the terrible intro. It's all happening. So let's start with our first new / weirdly similar to some other segment we had, which is Let's Get Low ProLo Moments.
ProLo moments. All right. There were a few stories running around about the Regularity wearing breezy outfits in various paparazzi shots this week.
Breezy, you say?
And I was worried that our first ProLo moments was going to be terrifically on brand and be dull. Very regular.
No.
But then
apparently
one big story broke. So that's it. I'm just doing one story. We're only having one headline, which is technically a butt line. Because they're headlines in the Mimi moments, but here in the ProLo moments, it's butt lines. So our big butt line.
So stupid.
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck got surprised married in Vegas 20 years after meeting on the set of whatever that shit movie was called. I seriously reckon that's why it was a flop. Like, because people went to get a ticket. Can I have 2 tickets to Giggly Lord of the Rings?
I hate this already.
I'll see Lord of the Rings. So
that's why people can't order paella.
Yeah. Paella? Paella. The rice and prawns.
The J-Lo dish.
In a surprising turn of events, he has decided to take her name and will henceforth be known as Regular Affleck. And
I thought this was going to Benlo.
Also will be Regular Affleck. They're both now regular and both Affleck.
Oh my God.
They had a very limited guest list, only allowed to bring 1 child each. Ben had Serafina there, his child with Jennifer Garner, and J-Reg had Emmy with her, who is one of her twins with Mark Anthony. And apparently they're going to get married again because there haven't been enough stories about this pop culture phenomenon. She's greedy for clicks, so they're going to have a big wedding, a proper wedding. This was just a quickie in Vegas, let's get married in a hurry wedding.
Wow.
I know. And, God bless her, as well as trying to make him feel less emasculated by her fame, eclipsing his quite a lot. Not only did she take his name after they got married, she's now officially Jennifer Affleck, but the dress she wore was the same one she wore on the poster for the movie Jersey Girl that they did together.
Oh, no, that's so regular.
So regular.
It's really regular.
So, yeah, she wore a dress from a movie they did together 20 years ago. So it's vintage. And apparently one of the people who works at the all-night emergency celebrity wedding chapel, whatever this venue is.
To say, just in case regular comes along.
In Las Vegas. This person said that both of them cried during the ceremony, which makes me suspect they were either playing her music and were in pain, or they just finished watching Jiggly. That fucking awful film they made together.
or they just both remembered his back tattoo.
Oh, don't even. So that's our ProLo moments. Giggly wedding.
Now, on top of this, we do have a few bits and pieces from on the J-Lo, the blog that
blog.
a certain regular person has brought out. So I thought, rather than actually going into the rather than going into the whole thing, I just thought I'm going to subscribe and just pick out my favorite moments. Read.
You are taking one for the team.
But I am taking one.
As we've established, you are a ProLo piece of shit, so you're probably into it a little bit.
I feel like at the end of this episode, people may have a different idea.
Oh, really?
I don't know if I'm as ProLo as people think, according to some of these songs.
Or just me.
Or just you. So, yes, the best of On the J-Lo blog 1. So this came out around January, February.
Yes.
It starts with a quote, which is, "Life is an art, and we are the artists. Make it as beautiful as you want and create exactly what you want it to be. The J-Lo effect." None of these words make sense.
With your butt. Like it should end with, with your butt.
With your butt.
The J-Lo effect. With your butt.
Jiggle it. Now she welcomes us and says that we're email buddies now. We're email buddies. We're email buddies.
She doesn't even write it. Oh, what am I talking about? She doesn't sing her songs.
This is a 22-year-old intern that's trying to be J-Lo. It's brilliant. All right, so this is where she shares her secrets, starting with an early Valentine's present from Ben. A video that he definitely made to J-Lo's song On My Way, which features random clips of Matt Damon looking perplexed, interspersed with the official video clip that she'd already created and paid for. So it's just like someone edited, it's a Ben Affleck, apparently, edited together a quote-unquote Valentine's Day present video clip on Vimeo for his now bride. That is literally just like footage, like behind the scenes of like Good Will Hunting or something, with some old paparazzi photos of them, but then also her new video.
This is confusing.
And that was a present. None of this is meant to make
He's
any
a
sense.
film director. He knows what he's doing. This doesn't sound like...
Well, that's because he didn't do it.
Yes.
And movies or music, J-Lo has been asked many, many times, and she finally has an answer for us. Dancing. That was her answer to that question. And here are just some random quotes with no real context, okay?
Yep.
I've always had a special connection with hummingbirds. I realised there are many moments in
Start again. What? With hummingbirds.
Yes. I told
all
you
the
the
time
context.
she's flapping around really fast.
I don't know. I don't know any more than you do.
Because
I realised
because her butt also seems to defy gravity.
that's exactly right, and that's where she sings from.
Right.
I've realised there are many moments in my life where amazing things happened when I was wearing green.
What?
Yep.
She's playing the She-Hulk now.
I think so. What they don't know is that over the holidays, I just cleaned out my closet. Thank God. Thank God we know this information, J-Lo. I love turtlenecks.
Breezy turtlenecks.
Breezy turtlenecks. And wait, she signs off by saying, I don't know exactly what I'll be talking about next time.
I don't know what you're talking about this time.
But I know it will be what we're all talking about.
What? Oh, is that because the next one was going to be after the Vegas wedding that was supposedly impromptu?
Well, there's 3 or 4, so I haven't gone.
Okay.
Like, I'm just going in order. I haven't picked up from
man.
today's date. But yeah, thankfully, to cleanse our palate, I do have a little bit of spontaneous Mariah.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so Mariah has posted a video of dem kids doing a fashion show, which quickly turned into a brawl.
I saw that. Hilarious.
We're rest assured
very
that,
funny.
You know, yes, no kids were harmed as Mariah had them cloned anyway, just in case. And
plus, all shirts, no shirts.
no, just hits.
Hits
Mariah has appeared in Sicily with Dolce & Gabbana, as well as Drew Barrymore, Sharon Stone, and Helen Mirren.
Amazing.
The appearance is part of a very special Christmas episode of Christine Lardy in Space, where Mariah plays Merry Christmas, the head of a space dynasty. The head of a space dynasty who requires Christine Lardy and space nurse Alyssa Milano, who was also in Italy at the same time, to make a house call. Mirren is set to play her evil step Patricia, while Barrymore and Stone play her much older stepsisters, Valison and Snorgan. Much older. And lastly, Mariah has taken a dip in her bathroom, the ocean, while wearing a plunging long-sleeve gown during a trip to Capri.
I love the gowns in water. Like, it's just such a thing.
There's like 18 headlines of the same. Like, this is news now. Perfect. She's like, it's a thing now. We have to do it.
I also love the implication of like, well, all my good dresses got stolen, so I'm just going to wreck these ones.
Yeah. No one can steal this now.
No one can steal this now that's got covered in salt water. In the ocean, in a dress. We would, yeah.
But that's it. We're covered. We've done the news, we've done the blog, and we've had some Mariah, thankfully. That brings us to getting the lowdown on the down low. Because it's shameful.
All right.
We shouldn't be doing it.
Getting the lowdown on the down low. We are looking at the 1999 album here in the down low of the lowdown. On the 6, as it's called, number 6. Not the word. Why would you write it out? It's too many characters. You can just do a number. It went to number 8 on the Billboard chart in the US and number 11 on the Australian album charts. What were we thinking? We were very sensible.
Yeah. We thought.
We were thinking. Apparently, Oscar winner Tim Robbins helped her name the album at a party. You think I get the top out? How about
Right?
how about old mate Regular to go, I was having a party, and Tim was in the back room, so I went in there with him, and I said, I'm trying to name my album right now, and he's like, where did you grow up? And I was like, I grew up in the Bronx. And he was like, how did you get there from the Bronx to where you are now? How did that happen? What was your journey like? And I said very innocently, well, on the 6. And he said, well, that's the name of your album. On the 6 meant that was the train she caught to get out of the Bronx. The 6 is the train line.
Oh my God. This does make sense to one of the videos, actually, now that you say that.
So,
Thanks, Tim Robbins.
Thanks, Tim Robbins, he asked a very metaphorical question, which is, how did you get from the Bronx to where you are now?
Oh, so this is real. You didn't make this up.
No, this is a true story.
Oh my God. I thought you were
just said to him, on the 6. Not thinking that he meant, in the broader context of your career. She's just like, oh yeah, I got the train.
I'm just regular from the block.
I am regular from the block, and I don't understand subtext. But when you said, how did I get anywhere from the Bronx? It was on the 6. So that's the true story of how that album came to be.
No, I believed you with the Tim Robbins bit, but then I thought you were doing a bit.
No, that was serious.
Wow.
I don't need to make fun of her.
I don't need to write stuff.
I don't need to write any jokes about her painting with her butt. So the first track is If You Had My Love, written by Rodney Jerkins, Dark Child, LaShawn Daniels, Corey Rooney, Jennifer Lopez, and Fred Jenkins. Produced by
Fred Jenk.
Produced by Jerkins, Daniels, and Rooney. Now, this was a number 1 hit in both the US and in Australia.
Oh.
I know. And there's a video clip.
Oh, Fabnopsis. Regular.
So a guy decides to have a hand shandy, so logs on to J-Lo's OnlyFans page. Where she climbs on her furniture with her feet, which is just the kind of depraved channel it is. A whole bunch of people in an internet cafe with lava lamps on also log on to her OnlyFans page. And then a little girl manages to log in somehow, which seems inappropriate. And she starts dancing like the sister in Mean Girls. Who's watching something a little bit too racy for her. Then some people log into J-Lo's mirror cleaning stream on Twitch, which is something she's doing. And then there's a nightclub. Then J-Lo's on TV at a garage, replacing the nudie calendar, obviously.
Yes.
And then we go into the Regularverse Matrix, where the song stops and Jen starts dancing to a bunch of remixes.
Great.
Which the girls in the kitchen love, but I bet old mate Couch Wanks is getting impatient.
It's going too fast.
He's pulled the keyboard onto his lap so we can't see his stiffy. Then she's back to normal and the club's going off. And then Jen gets in the shower, which causes the car to catch fire in the garage. Clearly not the one Mariah married.
Maybe it was, and it was just so upset.
Someone throws their iMac into the pool, which does not stop the OnlyFans footage. And a kid with flippers and a snorkel swims down to watch it.
Oh my God.
And that is If You Had My Love.
That was beautiful. I hadn't thought of a song for Fabnopsis, so I went with an old classic.
Good girl.
Well, because it needed a melody, and none of these songs have a melody.
No, none of them do. Now, how do you feel about the number 1 hit, If You Had My Love?
I mean, number 1, I'm surprised. I thought maybe a different song on this album would have had that.
I thought that too. But then when I heard it, I remembered, I was like, oh, yeah, I heard this a lot.
This was a hot, yeah. As a little kid, I probably didn't quite get it. It was probably a little bit too grown up, for the age that I was at. Because she's obviously much older than either of us.
Yes. She's older
but
than me,
I will say,
she was born in the 60s.
The 1860s. Or just the 0060.
The 6th century.
So I will say after, because we both saw this concert about 10 years ago, and I was really quite gobsmacked to see that she actually sang it.
Yeah.
So since then, since she sang her own song, I was like, oh no, I do kind of like this. It's got like an R&B kind of vibe to it. So I did definitely enjoy it much more now as an adult. Looking past the regularity.
I forgot about the weird dance break. Yeah, in the video clip. I'm like, it's kind of annoying.
That's not on the album.
That's not on the album.
Did you hear? Yeah. So I saw the video as well, but I listened to the album.
Yeah,
so
the album version. Because I've got, because this was in the period of 100% hits and So Freshers and all that. And I didn't like them because they all had the same title. So I started making my own ones. And I put this on one. My Adams 99 hits mixes, whatever.
Well, I mean, a lot of this was pre-real. Nobody knew anything.
Nobody knew anything.
So yeah, look, I do enjoy this song actually.
Yeah,
more than I probably thought I did.
I'm the same. I really like this song tragically, and it's perfect for her very regular voice. Like it is right in the pocket of where she can sing, which is and really good production. Like Darkchild knows what he's doing.
I agree. There was things in this that I was like, oh, I didn't hear that the first time. And then with headphones on, I was like, oh, they've actually really layered some really nice stuff in there.
It's really simple but effective. It's like, and here's a story. Apparently, so this song, Darkchild had worked up a whole bunch of songs and kind of had designed this one for Jennifer Lopez at the request of Tommy Mottola. And Michael Jackson heard it.
I don't know him.
No one knows him. Oh, yeah. Michael Jackson heard it and apparently Rodney Jerkins was crossing his fingers going, please. He was like, please don't let the King of Pop want it because I've written it for the Queen of Regular. And and he said he really liked it and predicted it would be a hit, but just said it wasn't for him. So Michael Jackson really liked it, but didn't want to record it because it was.
I'm surprised that wasn't written on the front cover of the single. Like, Michael Jackson liked it. This is the Michael Jackson liked it remix. I'm doing a dance. It's funny because now that you say that, it does have a little bit of a similar vibe to his song around this time, which was "You Rock My World," like that kind of slow jam pop. Thing. He just didn't want a regular version of it. He was like, I would like a Michael Jackson version of it.
Well, he was like the biggest name at Sony, so he would have been able to take everyone's songs if he wanted them.
That's true. When did he leave Sony? Was that maybe just after that?
I don't know. When he died?
I remember him. Don't you remember him holding up a sign saying Mottola's the devil?
I know. It was
his words, not mine.
Yeah, no one liked Mottola. It was some bad news. And Mottola is all over this album.
Is he? Do you reckon?
Yes. Oh,
I don't know enough about it. You'll be able to tell me.
He basically created this album from snot and string.
Old MC Valentine, or whatever his name was. What was his name? VD Valentine.
VD Valentine. TD Valentine. VD Valentine.
Is TD? VD?
VD Valentine is venereal disease. It's like calling him STI Valentine.
Sometimes that happens.
All right, so we have to make an assessment now. I'm real.
Right.
What percentage of the song did J-Lo sing? High, low, mid, low, or low, low?
So this is actually a good time to talk about this particular thing because this is a song where I personally feel that she's singing the verse and then the chorus is a whole bunch of other people.
Yes.
Now, I always thought this was an acknowledged thing. I thought this was like almost as if the opposite of a rapper. I'm getting other people in to do the chorus.
Yes.
So I just was like, oh, that's her thing. That's her style. That's her sound. Yeah. And it wasn't until later that apparently everyone was like, oh, no, she's pretending to sing those bits. So I was like, oh. But I would say, look, I'm looking at around 40 to 60%. So I'm going to give her mid-low for singing on this one.
Yeah, I think it sounds like she's singing a decent chunk of it. And you can do a lot of production and stuff, but her voice sounds fine. I mean, there are other songs on this album where it's like, oh, she is actually singing this one, and I wish she hadn't.
Sometimes when we give Ryan real percentage at high-low, that's not a good thing. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd say mid-low.
There's some singing
because there's all the vocals do go a little bit missing during the choruses. And there are a lot of people singing in the choruses. Yeah.
And part of me wishes they'd just acknowledged it and gone, oh, these are my backing singers. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, go on stage like many people are backing singers and be like, not everyone's as amazing as Mariah and does her own
I think that's the problem though. I think Mariah has set the bar so high by singing all of the albums and singing all the background vocals that it's, it's made everyone else go, oh, now I've got to pretend that I sing the background vocals as well.
I'll get someone else to do it. I'll just lip sync it. It's fine.
I've been having enough trouble pretending to sing the lead vocals, let alone the background.
This is why Mariah makes such a big deal of going, if I might not feel like doing that, so I'll do this other vocal because I can.
Because I can.
Some people can't.
So what score would you give this? Is this a ProLo or a NoLo?
This is not going to shock anyone. I think I'm going to be a ProLo.
Yeah, I'm ProLo on
If You
this
Had
too.
My Love.
This is double ProLo.
Goodness.
It's actually a good song. I think
it is a good song.
I mean, it's this is what started the whole Low business, and the Low business has continued for a reason, and this is possibly the biggest reason. It was,
and I think, like I said, the production in particular, is really quite strong. I can't say the same on every track on the album, but we'll get there.
No, you can't say on every album. All right. Our next song is called Should Have Never, which has been written by Samuel Barnes, Jean-Claude Olivier, Corey Rooney, Tonino Baleado, Nicholas Reyes, and Jennifer Lopez.
Corey Rooney sounds familiar. I think that they may have worked with Mariah.
Oh, yeah. Corey Rooney wrote Do You Think of Me and produced that with Mariah.
Oh, there you go.
Amongst other things, way back when. I think he's a mate of Puffy's and the like. And also works a lot with Rodney Jerkins. But
yes, that makes sense.
So, this is produced by Poke and Tone, Corey Rooney and Dan Shea. By the way, a couple of names on the writers are Gypsy Kings because it samples the song Love and Liberté.
Oh, I did not know. It's a sample. The things you learn.
I know. There's a sample.
That was Tommy going, Mariah samples things. We'll sample something.
We'll sample
I have one record in my collection.
It's a Gypsy King. So the song's called Should Have Never, and I think, frankly, it's an apt title because a regular person should have never thought she could sing a ballad.
Do you want to hear my opening remarks?
Go.
This is a nice song. Is it pitch perfect? No. Is it pitch approximate? No. But she tried, and that's worth something.
You know what I find weird with this one? It's the opposite of the last song, where the chorus is fine, but the verses sound like a struggle.
Yeah.
Also, it's a crushingly dull song.
and it's 2.5 minutes too long. It should not be 6 minutes.
Nothing should be 6 minutes.
I wrote exactly the same thing. The chorus is better, but the vocal, especially on the verses, is maybe a little too exposing for her.
Yeah. And as I got towards the end of the song, I said, I'm already over at Regular Low. Whispering at me in Spanish is not going to wing me back. Although she's such a good actor, the whispering also almost redeems the song. But it's still awful.
Oh.
But the whispering, I was like, oh, you've discovered what you're good at. Like, you're a great actor. You've almost whispered this song back to life.
There's something else that I can't remember where it comes up, but I'll touch on that makes me think these are the things she does well and should do more of.
Yeah, whispering, but not singing.
It's sort of more slightly like the rappier delivery, but I think it's on later albums, so we'll touch on it when we get there.
Like you can like
the thing about this one,
it's like track 2, mate. Like this should be a big ball busting. This should be a big song, and this makes Rush by Paula Abdul sound meaty. Other famous dancing singers.
This is one where back. When did this come out? 99?
99.
That was probably around the time that my parentals were separating, and my dad went through a stage of, I'm going to buy CDs that I think he'll like, and then we can bond. And there was Anastasia. There was The Cause.
Oh, yes. We've heard your Cause story, your awful sister ruining your recording.
Yes. And this album, I don't ever remember hearing the whole album.
Oh.
So there's songs that I'm like, I don't remember these ones, but I must have heard these first few maybe in the car.
But you've forgotten them because they're so regular. They've left your brain.
Well, this is what's funny. The chorus I remember.
Right.
And I'm like, that's the bit in my head that I'm like, in my head, like 2 days later.
Yeah.
That was nice. And then I go back and listen again. I'm like, oh no,
that's not
my
good.
version in my head is better than the actual version.
I mean, that's, people like Corey Rooney who are decent songwriters, and he's all over this album.
Also, a lot of editing would have helped it a lot, I think.
Yeah. And maybe getting someone else to sing it.
Yeah, get the backing singers to sing the verse. She can sing the chorus on this one. Do a little swap.
Yes.
That's so silly.
So,
but good. We're on a similar page.
I'm Real. What percentage of this song do you think she sang? The high-low, mid-low, or low-low percentage?
I'm going to say she's gone most of it, so I'm going to go high-low.
Yeah, because it's really bad. Like, why... Like, if you were going to get someone in to fake your vocals, why wouldn't you get someone that was good?
Good, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going high-low.
You could get Mariah in.
High-low as well. Also, the whispering does sound like her. Like,
Yes,
the whispering's really good. It's a strange thing to say, but I actually, I was like, I wish this whispering was in a different song. I might enjoy it some more.
Maybe we'll just edit it down so it's just the chorus and the whispering, and that's the whole song.
Yeah,
and it goes for a minute and a half.
Yeah, stop trying to struggle through a verse, a ballad verse. You're no good, love.
Right.
Well, I'm giving this a no-low. Your score?
I was torn because it did stay in my head, and I was like, that is a good thing.
Yes,
but like you said, the vocals aren't great.
Yeah.
So out of ProLo or NoLo, I've gone for or.
Or in between ProLo or NoLo.
It's like
so you give it an or.
It's or no. Or no. But I'm pro the catchy chorus.
You're pro catchy chorus.
Yeah. And you're a NoLo.
I'm a definite hard NoLo.
Okay.
On to Too Late. Which is written by Alvin West and Corey Rooney and Jennifer Lopez.
This is more credit than I expected.
No, same. Well, you know what they say. One word, a third.
Yes.
Produced by Alvin West. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this is bad album planning, having this as the third track.
Okay. Putting
a song with Should Have Never in the first line of this song, right after a song called Should Have Never.
Right.
Awful. In fact, it just feels like a faster version than the last song. Like, same strong background vocals trying to drown out the regularity. And you don't say yes with a shh, J-Lo. It's not yes. Yes.
She has a tendency to say S's as sh, like Aretha. Yes.
That's
literally
she work
my note.
With True and Trude? Like what?
Yeah. Great.
But she doesn't do that in her real life. Like Aretha says that
No.
in her speaking voice.
That's true. You're so right.
But yeah, like this was a lot of background vocals. Like this was very much Silk all the way down.
Oh yeah. My first note is I really enjoyed all the parts that weren't J-Lo, which is about half of it.
Yeah.
In fact, I actually have a Mariah comparison to make here.
Mm-hmm.
Not vocally, obviously.
No. How dare you? How very dare you?
So I said that I think the chorus is decent, but the rest of it fell quite flat.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that very safe R&B in the way that I feel like Ex-Girlfriend was, where it's like, this is safe even for you.
Yeah.
Like even for a regular person.
These albums came out within a month of each other. Like...
Right.
Rainbow was November, and this was
we
this
need
December?
Ex-Girlfriend Part 2. So yeah, I mean, Ex-Girlfriend's a catchier song by far.
Yeah.
But I always felt that was kind of the one song well, actually, no, Did I Do That was worse. But in Mariah's discography, I remember thinking like this, it almost felt a bit trend.
Yes.
Which is not normally what Mariah does.
No.
Thankfully, she's got the catchy melody and it's become a part of our podcast.
Yes.
But I just had the same feeling kind of going, I get what they were trying to do, but it just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah. It's just like, it's like, I feel like these two songs together make those four boring songs from Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel to sound like genius.
Yes.
Like these are like very, very terrible. So how are you going with the I'm Real on this particular track on Too Late? Like high-low, mid-low or no-low? Like choruses, no-low at all.
No, yeah, I think it's 50-50. I think it's bang on mid-low. I think she sings the verses and does not sing the chorus.
No.
Essentially.
I mean, I think she might have been singing the chorus, but I think she's all the way down in the mix.
Yes, sure.
So you can't hear it.
The thing is, they're probably told, yeah, you are singing it. Yeah, of course you're singing it.
Of course you're singing it.
You're J-Lo.
But just we've got the background vocals turned way up because it gives your voice more strength and volume.
Yes, it highlights your strong points.
Actually makes we can hear the chorus as opposed to whatever noise you're making over there.
Oh, is that the kettle? Hang on.
See, even though I can't sing, I turn my voice all the way up. And what are you going to give this score? A ProLo or a NoLo?
I'm going for my first firm NoLo.
Oh, for another double NoLo.
Yeah. Sorry, regular. It's the vocals. And the clichéness of the overall song. It's exciting.
Ordinary.
I think anyone who sung this wouldn't have been that great.
No, it's quite ordinary. All right, now on to Feelin' So Good, written by Sean Puffy Combs, Stephen Standard, George Logios, Christopher Rios, Joseph Catania, Corey Rooney. Produced by Sean Puffy Combs and Corey Rooney. This was a single.
Yes.
It was a US Billboard number of 51.
She just missed out on number 53.
Australian charts, number 20. What were we thinking?
Interesting.
Like
I kind of remember it. I remember it being on video hits once.
I've never heard this song before and I had never seen this video. I haven't heard a lot of these songs, by the way. These are first listens for me.
Even I haven't listened to a lot of them. And I did want to point out, for people who are still here, we're listening to these songs so you don't have to.
Yeah, we're not going to play them.
So that we're informed with our shade.
Yeah, you can't be shady if you don't push your face in the dirt. Now, this one also has a video clip, obviously, because it was a single.
Okay. Fabnopsis, feeling so good, Fabnopsis.
Yay!
Yay.
There's a train. Fat Joe calls J-Lo during a furious game of dominoes. J-Lo also gets a call from Big Pun on her other phone. What does she do that she has two phones? She hangs up and sings in bed. Then her mum calls her and feeds her bacon from a spatula. She must still be under 18 because she hasn't run away from home yet.
You may need to explain that, but yes.
So why should I listen to a hilarious podcast with Tig Notaro and Cheryl Hines, and they watch documentaries, and recently they watched the J-Lo documentary Halftime, which they took some... They were quite incredulous at her claiming to have run away from home at the age of 18. They're like, but she's an adult. How is it running away from home if you just... that's just leaving home. Anyway.
Also, that is her real mum.
Yes, I know. Her real mum, the winner of lots of money at the pokies.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So she hasn't run away from her. Then she goes for a walk and finds money in the street. I know. And checks to make sure no one is filming her and picks it up. But we are. We're watching this.
Do you reckon that's how she found her record deal?
Yeah. She's in the street. Tommy Mottola dropped it out of his pocket. She goes to the salon as if she's done 500 hours of beauty school, but we know she hasn't. Then a friend calls out to her on the street, shouting her regular name really loud. Then she goes to a sale and buys a fur coat. At home, she straightens her hair as her friends come over, and they all go out and don't pay for the train, even though she just found money in the street. Tight bitch. Jen skips the line at the club, and the song stops again for a remix dance break. Oh, this is going to become a thing, isn't it? Fuck. Just to remind us, she has an actual talent, because it's not actually on display in this clip until now. Then Fat Joe and Big Pun come back to rap while Jen tries to join in. really looks embarrassing. Like, I'm part of the gang. I can do it too.
Same. We've met.
Hi. Then there's more club dancing, and Jen sings DJ. So we see the DJ. And then she gets the train back home. Probably didn't pay for that either, tight bitch.
Was it the 6?
She's just eating bagels, not paying for the train.
Yeah.
See, Mariah...
maybe she learned something from her much younger
Mariah
colleagues.
had to make a choice, train or bagels. Like, if she would pay for the train. Mariah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Regular people don't.
Just
enjoy
it
their
probably
bagels.
was on the 6. Like, that's the train she was on the 6.
Yeah, you hope so.
Just in case we weren't aware.
This is what the album's named from.
Yeah. Now,
Tom Riddle told me to. Whatever his name is.
how do you feel
Tim
about
Allen.
the Feeling So Good?
So I've gone on a journey with this song. On the
Right.
6, in fact.
On
It
the
was
6.
a train.
It was a train journey. Did you pay? Did you
Why
pay
would
for
I do that? I
train
was eating a
journey?
bagel.
Oh, okay.
I was eating a bagel. It's just silly. I feel like I never liked this song. I just remember thinking, I
Yeah.
feel like I've heard this kind of thing done better. So
By Mariah,
even back then,
a lot.
yeah, even by a regular person,
Yeah.
But I was like, I never really liked it. And then when I listened to it this time, I was like, oh no, it's stuck in my head. I was like, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. I was making the bed and it came into my head. I was like, no, this isn't okay. But what happened was I then went and listened to it again and I realized, oh, it's just the version in my head that's better.
Yeah.
And then again, the issue is really that the vibe's quite fun and, it's like a very sort of uplifty kind of sound. But it's the vocal again is just so.
I know. Like, the rap is great. Like, and the production's
Yeah.
really good. And the worst thing about it is the low.
The low is the low part of this
Yeah.
song.
Like, I said Big Pun and Fat Joe are punching out some great stuff at the top, and then the crushing regularity begins. She sounds like Terrence Howard was in the studio saying turn silk all the way down, because you can barely hear her reedy, regular voice. And it's got a Janet Jackson vibe, so there's someone else who probably doesn't know it. Because it felt like
Well,
that
they do
kind
know
of
each other.
that kind of 90s Janet kind of,
It does, yeah.
sweet kind of pop
The
vibe.
regular person was in quite a few Janet videos,
Yes,
so I think
I
they do
know.
know each other. But
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I'm like, oh, it's a missed opportunity, is what it feels like.
Well, can I
in
give
terms
you
of this could have been good?
a bit of tea? Here's some tea to spill from Corey Rooney, who says, the track, I shouldn't even say this, originally, the actual track for that, not the music, not the lyrics, but the actual track was originally done for Mariah Carey by Diddy. She rejected it, Mariah. She didn't like the track.
Interesting.
How is that?
And Diddy was dating a regular person at this
Diddy,
time.
not when they recorded
after?
this, but as the album went on. Like, but when apparently the
Right.
recording of this song, no, but then during the production of the album, they, he was around and then
Right.
around. But yeah, so this was a song for Mariah that Mariah was like, no. So this is literally sloppy seconds.
Yes.
And how ordinary does it sound when?
Which is funny because actually, like, just listening to the track itself,
yeah,
I think Mariah could have done a good job with something.
Mariah could have been. Yeah, she would have been
But
great. She would have been great hanging out with Fat Joe and Big Pun.
yes, absolutely. Oh, well.
Oh
It
well.
happens.
So I'm real. What percentage do you think she sang? High, mid, or low, low?
I think this is a mid-low. I think it's her on the verse. I'm not sure she's in the chorus, or if she is, she's all the way down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's built like the voice. Like even the verse when you listen to it, like her voice is so quiet that you can barely hear
it's
her.
quite thin.
Yeah, like it's almost like where is she? I can't. Where? Yeah. She's gone
She
missing.
didn't know how to double her own vocal.
No, she didn't know how to single her own vocals. So yeah, I'm also low for this one. And what's your score? Are you a pro or NoLo?
I have to go pro. Put NoLo. again.
NoLo. I know.
Yeah, I feel bad because it's not terrible, but it's not good either.
Yeah, but it's like it's a decent enough song. Just she's the one that's bad about it. Like, which is confronting to say when, like, because I didn't come into this to hate on, she who shall not be named, but it seemed to just happen by itself. Because I really enjoyed the first song. Like, If You Have My Love is a great song. And it's, like if I bought this album on the back of that song and heard these songs, I'd be like, oh, well, she is a dancer. Like, that's all I would have said.
But also, I'm saying NoLo, so it's not just you.
Yeah, I know. Even a ProLo piece of shit has gone
Even a
NoLo.
ProLo piece of shit is... And there are other songs that lift. Thankfully.
Yeah. So that's another double NoLo. Oof. Which means it's time for another single. Oh, my God. So exciting. Let's Get Loud. Written by Gloria Estefan. And
Mariah Carey
and Kiki Santander, produced by Emilio Estefan Jr. and Kiki Santander, not released as a single in the USA, promo only.
Rude.
I know.
Rude.
Australia released as a single, charted number 9.
Not bad.
We were thinking.
I would have thought it'd be higher.
I thought it would have been higher as well. But it's there. So this one has a video clip.
Okay. Fabnopsis. Let's get loud, Fabnopsis. Soccer.
Jen lets off some daytime fireworks at a sports stadium. Not sure what game she's interrupted, but not the Super Bowl. She's not 50 yet. Some people dance with
She's
flags.
only 49.
Yeah, only 49. Some people dance with flags. Oh, there are soccer balls. This must be a football game. The sound of the crowd only gets mixed in occasionally because I don't believe for a minute that these are live vocals. Oh, balloons. And it ends with more daytime fireworks, which are really just shiny smoke trails. And that's the video.
I love that this is the only thing I know about soccer is this video clip.
Was it a World Cup? Where was she singing this? Just at
Maybe, sure.
It was a big crowd.
Yeah.
By the way, Tommy Mottola said about this song, it's not really a song, is it? It's not much of a song. It's a chant, and it works well. Like, I'm like, fuck, this is your recording artist that you're trying to promote.
Right. Do you think Gloria came up with this in the toilet?
Apparently, Gloria wrote this for herself and then went, oh, I've already done about 4 songs like this. Do you want it?
It's kind of how Paula Abdul wrote Spinning Around.
Yeah.
And just was like, I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
And then regretted that.
Yeah. Look, I got to say, it's a fun song, but I do feel like anyone could have sung this. Like, she just yells half the time. Like, seriously, it's like, let's get loud. Like, are these notes?
She's trying to hit some high notes. She's
making a noise.
She's like, I can do it, guys.
I like the flamenco-inspired beat and the horns, although they sound so synthetic, it's actually embarrassing. Like, it's like, why wouldn't you have just hired some actual fucking trumpeters instead of fucking Emilio on the back on his keyboard? The money notes sound like they've been tweaked quite significantly. Like, when she says, you didn't know I could do that, did you? I presume, like, we're meant to think she's talking about her vocals right at the end of the song. Like, you didn't think, oh, I could do that, do you? Sing big. What I think she's saying is, I just bent down and changed the channel on the remote control with my ass.
I thought it was more of a vibe thing. Like, I've just come out with this R&B track and now I'm having a carnival. That's what I think of.
A big Gloria Estefan moment.
It must be.
It's yeah, but it's fun. Like, it's hard not to have fun listening to this song.
Yeah,
like it is.
Considering it wasn't a number one and not even released in America, it's a pretty iconic. People know this song. And it's kind of undeniable. You just, like you said, it's just fun. If it comes on, you just kind of go with it. And I think my favorite part is that she actually seems to be vibing with the backing singers. It's not that the backing singers are singing over her. They're in it together, and that felt really present. Yeah, I was like, she's having fun on this song.
I mean, so the high notes sound like they're not the notes she hit.
Oh, then that's okay.
Like, it sounds like she's been pitch shifted somewhere a little bit, but hey,
it's fine.
You got to do what you got to do.
She's like, I'm just going to do, she was like, I hear Mariah does this. I'm just going to be in the booth by myself.
Yep.
And I'm just going to lay some stuff down. Let's get loud.
Let's get loud. But most of the rest of the song is such, like, it is very Gloria Estefan. You know how Gloria sings in that kind of flat monotone that, works for her. And this is the same thing. Like, most of the song is like one or two notes. Like, it is just, like, I guess like Tommy Mottola says, it's a chant.
It is a chant.
But it's, I kind of like it. I'm Real, what percentage is, are we going?
I've gone for, I think she's singing 100% of the parts she is meant to be singing.
Yes.
So I've gone for a high-low.
See, I'm going to go mid-low because I think some of the bits she's singing have been tweaked significantly.
Right.
I don't think she quite hit those notes, and I think she might have hit a note a couple of, maybe an entire on a different key, and they were going to just jam it up.
Yeah, that's fine. Octave that up.
So ProLo or NoLo?
I have to be a ProLo on this one.
Yeah, I think
let's get loud.
This is a double ProLo.
A double ProLo.
Double ProLo.
She's gotten us back. She's gotten us back on board.
She's gotten us back on board. Just in time for the next track, which is "Could This Be Love," written by Lawrence P. Dermer, produced by Emilio Estefan Jr. again, and Lawrence P. Dermer. I don't have much to say about this except we've spoken about the ballads, J-Lo, and this is a J-No-No. Like, it's like her vocals sound like she's trying not to sing in case someone notices her.
I'm just singing at home quietly.
I'm just sort of singing in the corner. It's just a little ballad to sing for myself. Like, someone might walk in and notice that I'm singing. So
be quiet now,
like, it's horrible. Like, how do you go from the back of something as triumphant and rousing as Let's Get Loud and go into another one of these dreary ballads that she is incapable of singing?
See, I think the vocal on this is better than the vocal on Should Have Never and Too Late.
Yeah, but you are comparing shit to stinkier shit.
Right,
like, what shade of brown is this shit? That's exactly what you're saying right now.
I just decided that she's singing it in order. She's singing the songs in order. And she just finished Let's Get Loud and she's feeling a bit more confident.
Right.
She's like, but then you're saying like she sounds like she's scared, so maybe it's. I don't remember how this song goes. All I remember is saying the "Love Makes No Promises" intro made me laugh. I think the thing that they did here a little bit better than maybe the other ballad was it is a bit safer within her range.
Yeah,
it's sort of like if anything, the part I really don't like is the male BV saying "If you only knew, if you only knew." I was like, that's really annoying.
Yeah. But again,
I was like, here's more annoying.
Yeah, it's a weird one because it's in between two bangers. It's
true.
a weird place for it to be on the album. Like, it's it's like, why wouldn't you just let one big song roll into another? Why did you need to have this stupid speed hump of a?
It probably is one of the things, like the album kind of feels backwards in some ways.
Yeah. Like, it feels like for an album that would have been, highly manufactured and, she's a big film star and they're trying to sell an album on the back of her stardom. And it's like, oh, you've chosen this reedy little thing. Anyway, what percentage of the song do you think she sang? I'm Real.
I do think this one's a high-low.
Yeah. Well,
could this be love?
I mean, I'm going to say high-low, but also I think of the high-low, she's very mid-low. Like, she's not really trying.
Yeah, like we said, it's not.
It's as much as she can manage.
Yeah.
And what's your score? ProLo, NoLo?
This is another or.
Oh, another or.
Where it's sort of like there's things that I didn't mind about it, but like you said, it's not. This sounds like a perfectly fine album track that I'd expect on an album like this.
Yeah, but maybe further down the album.
Probably further down.
Like further down where you've stopped listening.
They were like, we'll just sandwich it between two great songs so that they don't notice.
But that's when you do notice it because you're like, oh, I want to hear the next one. Skip. This is this. No one knows this song because they've all skipped it.
You've got NoLo?
Yeah, NoLo. Like there's, there's no question. So this is an or NoLo.
Yeah.
All right. Waiting for Tonight, which is the song we've been waiting for. Written by Maria Christensen, Michael Garvin, Phil Temple. Produced by Rick Wake and Richie Jones. This was a single. It was a US Billboard chart hitting number 8. Top 10. Okay. It's pretty decent. In Australia, it hit number 4 on the charts.
Oh, we liked it.
What are we thinking? It also has some accolades. It won the Best Dance Video at the MTV Video Music Awards. And at the Music Video Production Association Awards, it won Best Hair.
Well, fair enough. You know, that I think that is something that we can both agree. We are pro hair.
We're pro hair.
ProLo hair.
The straightener worked its ass off in this video.
Yes.
And there is, of course, a video.
Fabnopsis, waiting for tonight, Fabnopsis, millennium.
There's a sunrise in the jungle and the city. A girl is on the bog. Someone has tickets for a 2000 New Year's Eve party. J-Lo plays with her necklace. Another girl answers a phone and calls her bezies in, one of whom I think is regular. Jen dances in some ferns and lasers. Then she sings into a torch held by one of her mates. More ferns and lasers. A lot of green. She's right. Green's been good for her.
She loves her green.
Then they go to the fern and laser party where Jen dances with some abs. More fern laser boogie. Oh, now Jen's been bedazzled. It looks like she's gotten sparkly monkeypox. There's a big pause while the clock counts down. Then Y2K happens and the power goes out. No. But only lasts a second, and some douche sprays everyone with so much champagne, Jen ends up to her waist in it. And that was Waiting for Tonight.
It's amazing.
So now I am conflicted about this song. I've told you before that it upsets me because I was working in gay bars around this time, and this was very popular on the dance floor.
Was this the version? Because we talked about this. Was it this, or was it the clubby remix?
It was the more clubby version. But this,
so what was it like to hear this?
Look, I didn't mind it. I'm a big fan of Rick Wake. I love Rick Wake's production. You might know him from early Mariah. He produced Someday. He also co-produced There's Got to Be a Way. He produced Tell It to My Heart and Don't Rush Me. I'll Be Your Shelter for Taylor Dane.
Shelter?
He produced Born to Try for Delta Goodrem. And he is responsible for one of the cultural milestones of the last century, which is Prisoner by Mariah Carey.
Invented rap.
He invented rap.
Can't not love it.
But I find it weird that this was going to be a hit for anyone. Like, this is like one of those package songs that it's like she just managed to get her hands on. Like, yep.
Do you know what's funny though? Because I wrote the same thing. Like, this is a well-written pop song, but apparently this is a cover.
Yeah.
Like, someone did sing it and release it, like Torn.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the packaging as well as the package.
Well, it's Rick Wake. He's a decent producer. He probably didn't even change it.
Let's just sing over that.
We'll just get some regular vocals going.
maybe when, maybe a regular person's not great at singing songs when she hasn't heard someone else do them.
Oh.
So Gloria Estefan probably did a demo for Let's Get Loud, and then this had the existing one. So maybe she can mimic.
Yeah, maybe.
But can't. And maybe they're just not giving her melody. She's like, I'll just make it up.
Well, I mean, she did apparently have meetings with all of those big songs, like with like Diane Warren and David Foster and all those guys. Sure. And I'm like, they're big ballad people. Like, why are you meeting with them? Yeah. And then ended up really syncing with Corey Rooney in a way that, she didn't with the others. Working. So they developed quite a working relationship. I will say this song makes the most of the two notes she can sing really strongly.
Yeah.
But there's
ad-libs.
I know, but there's a lot of other notes around them that she's not great at. But it is a great club song. Like, it's a great, and I don't mind the production's it's kind of vaguely reminiscent of Can't Fight the Moonlight. Like, it's got that kind of weird sort of
Leanne's punching the moon.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's a fun song. Like it's really tied up with the whole millennium thing. Like, I know they sold that in the video clip, but it became kind of lazy shorthand on the news as well. Like this song would just come on whenever anyone was talking about.
I know, isn't it funny that it's just that's what you think about now?
Yeah. And
soccer with Let's Get Loud and the millennium with this song.
Going to some party with green lasers. And ferns. The Fern and Green Laser nightclub looks like fun. Wherever that is.
I think the remix video has more of that, and maybe it's just that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I agree. Like, I think it's a strong song. Like, I do really enjoy it. And with the Spanish version she did, Uno Noche Más, what's interesting is the vocal seems a little bit lower in the mix, but slightly more raw. Like, you can actually hear more of her.
Yes.
I said Adam is going to NoLo this, but I'm going to veto his NoLo.
No. I mean, my comments about the Spanish version was, why are you trying to make me listen to Waiting for Tonight in another language? This is no worse nor better.
Great. That's all you want.
Yeah. And, like I said, I love Rick Wake. I love a solid, meaty pop song that kind of, it's kind of faultless. Like it's And it was a package that she just kind of stepped into quite easily. But I like to imagine what this would be like if with someone who had decent vocals. Like,
Who would do
well, like
that time?
Tony
Jill.
Braxton does a lot of package pop songs.
That's my Tony Braxton. Yeah, get him, girl.
Or like a Taylor Dane. Like anyone could have sung this, really.
Waiting for tonight.
Like it's the top notes of after Waiting for Tonight. Whoa, that could have been a choice moment for a belter, for someone with some vocal chops,
right?
Instead of it being kind of like
tonight ? But that's the thing, we have, like, for her that was great.
Yeah. It was solid.
So
fuck, even Delta could have done a decent job of this.
She couldn't have danced in those ferns, though.
She could not have danced in those
ferns. Let's be real.
No, let's be real about her rhythm. So I'm real. What percentage of the song did J-Lo pump out? Was it high, mid, or low?
You know what? I was surprised that I think she sang most of this. There's other vocalists in there, yes, but I think she sings at all times.
Yeah.
So I've gone for high-low.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm the same.
Which was a surprise. I thought it would be more like If You Had My Love.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, she was like, I showed up today.
She turned up today. I did. Yeah. I mean, and they could have fudged with it. Who knows? And maybe they found someone who can sing and sounds a bit like her, but I doubt they did it that quickly. But yeah, I'm going to give this a ProLo because it is,
You went there.
It is a banger. Like, I can't deny that it's, as much as I'm triggered and can see some ugly drag queen screaming at me to give her another beer, even though her drink card was full like 6 months ago. It's still a fun song. And and maybe the album mix, because I'm so used to the club mix, the album mix is kind of fresh for me, and it's
a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
Still, like, is it still a banger? I'm ProLo too. So
yeah.
We're
double
evening
ProLo.
out. Double ProLo.
I know. Oh my God, a double prolapse. This is amazing.
Did you ever think that we together would double ProLo?
I didn't think we would. Like, we've done we've done like 3 double ProLos now. Like,
and probably 4 double NoLos, but still.
Yeah, but still.
Get the fuck out of our podcast.
Get the fuck
Get the fuck out of our podcast.
Get the fuck out.
Just walk away.
Walk away.
You tacky regular bitch. Get the fuck right out of my face.
Oh, well, we've gotten the fuck out of the regular verse. Thank God for that. It was very exhausting. Do you know how hard it was for me to research all that and pretend to care?
You did well. You did way more than I normally do.
I was quite fascinated to find out how that album was made for whoever was going to end up singing it. Or not singing it.
Maybe it was meant for Jennifer Love Hewitt, and they
How do I do
got halfway through printing it, and she left, and they're like, We've already written Jennifer L.O.
No.
What are we going to do?
J-Lo Ho is a great singer, I think, and a great actor.
I only know that 2 songs. Bare Naked. Yeah,
Yeah, no, she's great. She could do no wrong, unlike the low.
I mean, there was Ghost Whisperer.
It's a very good show. It's regular.
Is it?
As in, it's on every week.
It's a very regular show.
It's on the Disney Plus. I can watch it whenever I feel like now.
Oh my God.
So before we get into what's happening in the next episode, are you making anything happen?
I am. I think as this episode goes to air, we should have the video for Have You Seen the Moon Tonight? Hitting the YouTube.
Exciting.
I animated it all myself. You're welcome.
Oh, and
I'm not an animator.
animated.
It's regular animation because I'm not an animator. But I tried. But actually, yeah, it's a cute little video, and it was actually, I wanted to animate it the whole time anyway, so all my other videos were animated because of COVID.
Yes.
But this one was going to be this kind of based on old school video games.
Oh, cool.
Like the little sort of spacey
How
things.
exciting.
So, yeah.
So an animated video for Have You Seen the Moon Tonight out on the internets. Just go to Possible Prince X. Possible
What about
Prince X, like the letter X. Don't go to Princess. She's not
X.
there. That's amazing. That's exciting. Yay!
It is.
Next, I don't want to call it Mariah Monday because we're going back into the Regularverse to hear more of On the 6, which apparently is a train line. So it's a double dose of regularity as for next week's episode.
We didn't expect it. There was just so much to talk about.
There was so much to talk about. So many thin, reedy vocals that needed to be analysed.
It's an unexplored land. You know, we've stumbled upon this universe.
So find out whether we are ProLo or NoLo on the entire album next week. But until then, bye, Lamely!
Bye!